So, like I said before, my name is Dan Gadd, Partner Account Manager for ClickDimensions, and this webinar is being hosted by ClickDimensions and Chorus. We'll get started here. So ClickDimensions, we are a marketing automation built specifically for Dynamic CRM. What is unique about us is we don't act as a standalone, don't work with any other CRM out there, again, built specifically for Dynamics. So what I plan on doing today for you is really just taking you through the ClickDimensions features. So going through all the features, showing you how it interacts with CRM, how it all works together, really hand-in-hand, make sure that that data is no longer siloed, sales and marketing, but bringing it all together so that sales team can interpret the marketing data that comes back in, as well as we can prove how effective the marketing data is against the sales records. So we'll be able to intertwine it all in one. As we go through, if you do have any questions, what I can ask of you is if you can put it into the chat box or just write the question out. At the end of the demonstration, I'll have a few minutes afterwards. I'll go through each one of those questions as well as answer any additional questions that come about. If you do want more information after the demo, please feel free to either reach out to myself directly or you can reach out to any one of your representatives at Chorus. So either way, it does work perfectly. So ClickDimensions, currently this is our feature set. We have our email marketing bit, web tracking, lead scoring, nurture marketing, forms, surveys, landing pages, etc. That being said, every quarter we are coming out with a new update. So whether it is to enhance a feature or come out with a new feature altogether, we're constantly trying to stay the industry leader for Dynamics. So just to give you an idea, Q4 of 2015, we added 2 features, Campaign Automation Builder and Power BI. Compatibility with Power BI. We'll be going through both of those. In Q1, we added a few connectors into our SMS messaging as well as event integration, as well as some updates to the Campaign Automation Builder. And in Q2 of 2016, we added social links into some new social links into our email builder. So I'll show you that as well. So again, constantly try to stay an industry leader, adding different tweaks, new features to stay the top of the Dynamic CRM world. So the difference between ClickDimensions and every other tool out there, and this is what really is key to keep that data from becoming siloed from marketing and sales, is ClickDimensions is native inside of CRM, meaning it updates everything in real time, just lays right on top there for you. Now, if you look at it in comparison to a competitor, every other tool out there, they either need a third-party connector or it's just going to be separate siloed data, which is going to cause communication issues. So just in this PowerPoint here, if the email marketing piece does not connect to CRM, most likely these other features such as surveys, forms, web tracking, they're probably not going to connect to CRM either. If they don't connect to CRM, they're not going to communicate with each other, and you're not going to get that full 360-degree view of how effective, say, that email is going out. Are they clicking the link in the email? Where are they going to on the website? Are they downloading the form? Really seeing that full lead coming into opportunity closing. With ClickDimensions, we've taken all the features, put them under one umbrella, and host them onto your CRM. So each individual license of ClickDimensions is hosted on a CRM. And just using email as an example, you create that email template, send it out. It's not going to go through your Exchange server. Rather, we're going to send it in conjunction with Azure Send and in real time bring back that information. Opens, clicks, bounces, unsubscribes, etc. and immediately push it back into your CRM. So the beauty of it is we're built inside of Azure. We don't have a data storage inside of Azure. So as soon as we get that data back in, it's immediately pushed back into your CRM. It's your CRM data to use, analyze, manipulate any way you'd like to. Beyond that, we're not going to brand on anything as well, so it's always going to be your domain, whether it be on the emails, the forms, surveys, landing pages, web tracking, anything of that nature. It's always your domain. You'll never see ClickDimensions on it. We are a supported solution, so we monitor that deliverability and the return rate. However, we're only working on the back end of the system. One thing we do recommend is whitelisting ClickDimensions. Reason being is we send out those emails on behalf of you through Azure Send, and we have a very reputable name when it comes to email sent, so it allows you to get those emails through. We actually have a 97% deliverability rate with our email, so an industry leading. Now, beyond that, just to give you a little awards and background, so recently ranked number 227 in the Inc. 5000 for fastest growing company in the U.S. We're the only marketing automation vendor 100% for Dynamic CRM. Now, just kind of giving you an example of that, the best description I ever said is, kind of really comparison is, if you're going to go and purchase yourself a Ferrari or a Lamborghini, why would you put a Fiat motor in it? Meaning that if you're going to invest the time into Microsoft CRM, which is an incredibly powerful tool, why would you put something that's not built for that tool? So it's really something to think about when we're the only one that's 100% for Dynamic CRM, is we built it specifically to work with Dynamics. We're the highest ranked solution in the Microsoft Marketplace with a 5.0 rating, and we're certified on 4.0, 2011, 2013, 2015, and 2016 online, on-premise, and partner-hosted CRM. So whatever version you're on, whatever version you go to, we will be compatible with it. So this just gives you an idea. Here's some of the larger name clients that we have currently in the UK and in Ireland. My territory specifically is UK and Ireland, though I'm based out of Atlanta, Georgia. I work the UK and Ireland hours. So just to give you an idea there, the UK and Ireland is the second largest territory for ClickDimensions as far as customer base. So really quite successful in the area. So like I said, if you do want more information after the demo, please feel free to reach out to myself or your representative, of course. Either one of us are more than happy to answer any of your questions. So what we'll do here is we will go into my live production environment. And like I said before, if you do have any questions, please feel free to just put them in the question box, and we can address them after the fact. So just to give you a quick tour, you have obviously Dynamics CRM. This is my 2015 online production environment, so we'll see some live statistics here. You hit the drop-down tab. You have ClickDimensions right inside. You have your email marketing bit, your subscription management, your web tracking, your forms and surveys, your form survey and landing page builder area, bulk text messaging, and event management. So really quite a bit of functionality here, all within CRM. So what we'll do here is we'll start with email templates. And so with email templates, I'm going to go with the drag and drop editor. So we have 4 different kinds of email template builders within ClickDimensions. The one I'll show you today is that drag and drop, drag text and image where you want to. You do not need to have any HTML coding knowledge to utilize this. You also have the block editor. So this is pre-made areas inside the template. Right-click and upload content where you want to. You also have the freestyle. This is similar to a WYSIWYG or an Adobe Wizard. So you can toggle between text and image and HTML. And then last, that HTML editor, write the HTML, generate the template. Now, as far as flexibility, if you are currently using an email tool that you want to bring the email templates in from, copy and paste that HTML off the back of that email template, paste it in the freestyle editor, it'll generate the template for you. You can also start in the drag and drop editor and finish in the freestyle editor. So, like I said, a lot of flexibility, but we'll open up this drag and drop editor and have a look at it. So it's very easy to build out. We have a variety of layouts you can start with. And then from that, it's just a matter of adding content. So we can go in there, add a new image, open up that image manager, and then from that, you can either pull from folders you might have saved images in for consistent branding, or bring in a new image and just upload an image area. So drag an image straight from your desktop, right into this upload an image area. It'll upload the image, and then it's just a matter of selecting, hitting OK, and it'll add it directly in there to be proportional and clear. So very simple to do to bring those in. Now, if we drag this into a smaller area, what you'll notice is it will adjust automatically. So it'll snap into that area to be proportional. So very simple to do. Beyond that, you can hyperlink. So anything from a website URL to a PDF file, as well as you can edit in a variety of different ways. So one thing I do show is that resize tool. If we adjust that height to say 50, it's going to adjust that width for us to be proportional. So it's very simple to do, very easy to do with that. Now, beyond that, if you want to add some social pieces, so this is new April, Q2 2016. So prior to this, what we had were these 4 options here, where if somebody were to share this email on Facebook or Twitter, it'll record it back in your statistics, and it'll show you the individual person who did it. Now we've added another option. So we've now added social links. So what this does is you can link it to each one of your social media sites. So if somebody were to click on your Pinterest or your Instagram here tab, it'll take you right to the company's social media site. So it's another great way to keep in touch and make sure that they're going and attending your blog, your LinkedIn, Facebook, whatever it might be. Now you can change out the styles of these if you'd like. So we can go in and change out the alignment, the shaping of the social media, even the colors. So there's a variety of different things we can do with that. Now, beyond that, what we're going to do is talk about how it really reinforces the fact that we are inside of CRM. So because we're inside of CRM, native inside of CRM, we sync with your metadata, meaning we access those custom fields in real time and can update them in real time. So we'll talk about subscription preference here for a second. We'll go to edit link. And so with that, you have the option of a global unsubscribe or subscription management. With global unsubscribe, one click unsubscribe from everything. In real time, it's going to update that contact record for you. So it's going to mark it as unsubscribed, and it'll put them on the proper suppression list so they do not receive any emails. Now that's a hard unsubscribe, something that most people don't want to do. What we also have is subscription management. So with subscription management, you can create your own custom opt-in, opt-out lists of what people are interested in and what people aren't interested in. So you can go with maybe 4 different services, all customized and catered to you. Whatever they opt in and opt out of, it'll update the contact record in real time as well as put them on the proper suppression list so that they only receive the proper emails. So it's really quite nice there. Now beyond that, Adding dynamic content is also very simple to do. Because we're inside of CRM, we just access your CRM data. So you hit that little person icon there, and I'll open up these 4 entities: owner, lead, contact, or account. Within those 4 entities, you can pull any field, whether it be custom or standard. So we can go in there, grab the first name, add it. It'll add that coding in there, recognize the email address, and pull the corresponding first name from the contact record. So it's very simple to do, very simple to personalize. Now, from that, what we can do is hit that preview button, and you can preview what it looks like in a mobile device, as well as do an inbox preview. So with that inbox preview, what it will do is show us a variety of clients. So from the desktop to the mobile to the web-based, and what it will look like on each one of these platforms before the email goes out. So it's a great way to test it before that final product goes out there. Now, from that, what we can also do is run a spam filter. So that spam filter is going to tell us whether it passes the spam filter or not. If it doesn't, it'll give you a spam score and tell you what you can do to reduce that spam score. So it's a great way to test it, again, before that final product goes out. And we have a couple other ways to test the email, which I'll show you here in just a few minutes. So like I said, this is just a section here. If you have any questions on this piece, please put them in the question box, and I will address them at the end of the demo. So from that, what we'll do is we'll take a look at email sends and statistics. So we'll go into ClickDimensions here, go to email sends, and we'll walk through how to do an email send, as well as we'll go into one of my older newsletters so we can take a look at the statistics. So if we go in here, you can either create a new draft or you can open up a email send. And so what we'll do is when we open it up, you can choose your email template, save it, it'll lock it in there. You can associate it to a CRM campaign if you wanted to, and then you have a variety of options you can work with. So what that is you can choose who it's going to come from. So even if the head of marketing is sending out the email on behalf of the sales team, and you mark from record owner as yes, whoever owns the contact record inside of CRM, no matter who's sending it, the email is going to come personally from them. If not, we can mark it as no and have it come from one specific person. The other thing you can do is have it sent immediately, or choose the date and time that it's going to go out. And then lastly, you can choose your marketing list. So because we're inside of CRM, you're just creating a advanced find within your CRM marketing list, creating those marketing lists, and then associating them to the email send. That being said, you can add as many marketing lists as you'd like to one email send. So because we're using CRM marketing lists, they can be both dynamic or static, coming from lead or contact records. So really quite flexible here. Now, once we're happy with it, what we can do is there's 2 other testing tools we can use. One is the A/B split test. With that A/B split test, what we can do is test unique opens or unique clicks on, say, 2 different subject headers, who it's coming from, 2 different email templates, whatever it might be. So what we'll do here is load that up. And so you can see a variety of options of subject headers, who it's coming from, email templates. So just for argument's sake, I'm going to change the subject header, hit next, and we're going to scale this. So we can say 10% of version A, 10% of version B, and we'll say the remaining 80% of the marketing list will receive the more effective version. So we can have it go out automatically or not, and test unique opens or unique clicks for hours, days, or weeks. And again, a great way to make sure the majority of the marketing list is receiving the more effective version. Now from that, we can also run a quick web-based test. So this is going to show us a web page view of the email and show how it's going to look like if somebody can't see it in their email, so they want to look in a browser. It'll also give you a spam assassin report on that email. So you're going to see that it's false at the moment, but the score is 4.4, so it's quite high. So we can see what we can do to reduce that spam score. So it's a great way to test again. You have a variety of ways to test to make sure the marketing list is receiving the most effective email. Now, from that, what we'll do is we'll go into an older newsletter. And the reason being is there's quite a bit of statistics in those older newsletters. So I'll go in here and I'll open up the March newsletter. So it's not that old. We'll take a look at it. So you can see it's a March 2016 newsletter. It's associated with our monthly newsletter campaign in CRM. So within that campaign, we'll see all the newsletters that we've sent, as well as all the leads that have come through from it, web traffic, etc. So it's really quite nice that you can utilize CRM functionality with ClickDimensions data. Now, from that, if we scroll down, what we can see is this is the drag and drop editor. And so you can see that it's built out a little more extensive than the example I'd used before, built by our marketing director. You can also see the text version, as well as the overall statistics that come back in real time. So this is the March newsletter. People have really stopped interacting with this one. However, you can see roughly 17,000%, the percentage of interaction, the bounces, the unsubscribes, the click rates, the open rates, and the hard and soft bounces. So it's going to give you an overall idea of how effective a particular email was, and it's all going to update in real time for you. Now, from that, this gives you a broad level overview. We want to get to a more granular level as well. So if we scroll down a little further here, what we can see is social statistics. So as I mentioned before, somebody socially shares this on Facebook, Twitter, wherever it might be. It's going to record it. So you can see one person tweeted this email and the individual who did it. Then from that, we can also see each individual email and how they interacted with it. So if we go into sent emails here, it's going to show us every single person that received the email and how they interact with it. So you can scroll through and see, the score, the deliveries, the opens, the clicks. And what's nice about this is it's all going to sync back to the contact record in real time. So I'm actually going to click through to a contact record here in a few moments, but you can see, from the email sent itself, everybody who's received the email. Now I do want to show you two other ways you can take a look at analytics here. One is the Click Heat Map report. What this will do is it'll generate the email, show you the percentage of where people clicked in the email, so you can see what was effective and what wasn't. And then from that, we can run a click report. And so this click report is going to generate all the links in the email. So you can see the unique clicks and total clicks for each individual link in the email. So you can see each individual link, unique clicks, total clicks. And then from that, we can click through to a link and see each individual person that clicked on that particular link in the email. So it really tracks everything for you to the most granular level. So from that, what we're going to do is actually click through to a contact record, and we're going to have a look at it. So what's nice about ClickDimensions and something to remember is whether it be emails, forms, surveys, web tracking, whatever it might be, it's all going to sync back to the contact record in real time for you. So if we hit the drop-down tab next to Liz's name here, you can see anything in this color. This is technically ClickDimensions data, or data that ClickDimensions has brought in. So you can see page views, event participation, visits, emails and how they've interacted with them, etc. If we scroll through the contact record, you can see total score here. So this is lead scoring based upon page views, emails clicked on, forms downloaded, etc. And as they interact with it, it'll accrue them a score, so you can see them going from a cold lead to a warm lead to a hot lead. Now that being said, what we want to do is take a look through the contact record so your sales team can have some up-to-date information on them. So you can see the forms they've downloaded, each individual email and how they've interacted with it, as well as each individual web page view. So if we go in and you can take a look at this at a more granular level, we can go into that April newsletter that Liz clicked on, and we can see exactly what Liz is looking at. So we can see the score she received, the opens, the clicks, as well as each individual activity. So I want to see exactly what Liz was looking at. So I'll click on the link that she clicked on, and it's going to take me right to the web page she was on. So it really tracks everything for you to that granular level. Gives you a little bit of that big brother type feeling here, but it does give you that upper hand as far as picking up the phone and making a sales call, whatever it might be, or seeing what they're looking at, see what their interests are, maybe trigger a different email to go out, etc. So really quite nice there. Now, the way our web tracking works is we provide you with a tracking script. You take that tracking script, put it into the footer of your web page, and then from that, it's going to start tracking everybody that comes into the website. So the first time somebody comes in, if they're not inside of CRM already, it's going to cookie their IP address and mark them as an anonymous visitor. So you can see the IP organization, where they came in from, duration, score, total pages. Once they do identify themselves, fill out a form, click on a link in an email, it will create a lead, which we can then qualify into a contact. Once a contact, it's just going to update their contact record every single time they come back into the website. So if we click through to Laura here, we can take a look and see what she was looking at. If we click through here, go to page views, and see exactly what Laura's looking at. So we can go in, click on the link she clicked on, and it'll take us right to the URL, and it's going to take us to our help site. So again, tracking everything to that granular level for us. Now, on the flip side, if you want to see overall trends, we can do that as well. So if we go back into visits here, we can actually create advanced finds. So say you want to see who's visiting from Google in the last 30 days. Maybe you're running Google AdWords or something like that. You can create an advanced find to see these things. So I just pulled up our advanced find here. You can see everybody's coming in from our Google AdWords. Now from that, we can run the advanced find so you can see exactly how we're doing this. So all it is it's the UTM source for AdWords, and it's just for the IP organization, and it's for Google. So it's very simple to build these out. And this is also something Chorus could help you with if you're creating advanced finds and setting up your CRM with ClickDimensions, etc. So they're definitely very fluent when it comes to it. Now from that, if you are using Power BI, Microsoft Power BI, that's great. We actually have a plugin with that. If you're not and you are interested, please contact Chorus. They'll be able to help you as far as getting set up with a Power BI account. So Microsoft Power BI brings in statistics, etc. So what this does, since Q4 of 2015, we added a connection in here. So now you can filter in ClickDimensions data. What that means is you can now put your sales metrics up against your marketing metrics. So you can see what is effective, what isn't, and how it's holding up against your sales team. Essentially, it allows you to prove that the marketing efforts are effective and they are coming through it with the sales and the KPIs, etc. So this is just a sample dashboard that I have. You can see how people are coming into the website, where they're coming in from, a heat map based on global location, and posted forms. And this is all customizable. So we bring in all of your data. If you're not using Power BI, you can still create dashboards similar to these. The UI is just a little prettier on Power BI. So what we could do here is say we want to see visits by city. We could do that. And what it's going to do is it's going to bring up a map for us. And we can zoom in just to say the UK. So really quite nice here. And you can break down this analysis any way you want to. You could also create a pie graph based upon emails on bounces, clicks, and opens. So it's all customizable to how you want to see it. We bring all this piece of different data in, and then you can create dashboards on what's key for you. So really quite nice there. Now, from that, what we're going to do is talk about two different tools that are going to help you nurture leads or nurture current contacts. So one statistic is that between 2/3 and 90% of all of your current customers are halfway through the buying process before they get in touch with a sales team member. Now, what we can do is jump that. So we can capture those new leads with forms, bring them in, and then start nurturing them with emails and inundating their outbox or their inbox with different pieces of information on an automated basis, so you won't have to constantly remember to send them out emails. So we have two tools that's going to help with that. The first one I'm going to show you is the Nurture program. Nurture program has been with ClickDimensions since the start, and then I'm going to show you a newer tool, our campaign automation, that we released in Q4 of 2015. So what we can do here is, I call this my set and forget tool. What we can do is here we can send them an email, so an initial email maybe, choose the email template, who it's going to come from, and then from that we can put a weight on it, so maybe 5 days. During that time frame, has the prospect clicked on the link in the email? If yes, notify whoever owns the contact record. If not, send them another email. And you can build this out, 5, 6, 7 emails, run it on individual, run it on a marketing list, and forget about it. As soon as they interact with it, in this case, click on the link in the email, it'll send an internal notification to whoever owns the record. This person clicked on this link in this email at this time. Now, just to give you some, kind of real life example here, prior to being in the role I'm currently in, I was a sales development rep. So what the sales development rep does for us is they cold call and they try to get people on demos. So the strategy I implemented was a nurture strategy. So as soon as I got a new lead, what I would do is I'd put them on a nurture that my marketing director had made for me, and I'd run it on them. And that way they would be getting an email from me every 5 or 6 days, just kind of giving them a different piece of information on ClickDimensions, knowing that I'm trying to reach out to them. Now, every 5 or 6 days, I'd match up that email with a phone call, and it really allowed me to get in touch with them a lot more efficiently. I'd say between 85 or 90% of people that I use this tactic with would give me some sort of response within those first 5 emails. So a really great way to utilize the tool. Now, what we can do from here is really take a look at what we expanded on with that campaign automation. So with the campaign automation, you can really break down your data a lot more dynamically. And the best way to describe this is to, throw out a situation story, right? So we're going to talk about 2 events. You might be running webinars here, and we'll walk you through how we can run out a campaign for that. So what we can do is we'll send out an email, initial email. Say we're running 2 events in the next 3 months for a marketing list of 5,000 people, but we don't know who's interested in which event. So what we'll do here is we'll, based upon their email interaction, we'll start targeting them with more marketed directed emails based upon the interested event. So we'll start with an email and maybe 2 forms. Form for event A and form for event B. Now we go into that email and we choose the email template. So say we built out that email template, advertising, just 2 generic events here. We want to see who's interested in what. Now we have trigger types, email clicked and email opened. If we go with email clicked, what we can do is we can actually choose which link. So say this will be for event A, this will be for event B. We'll select the link for event A. If they click on the link for event A, it's going to take them to series 1, which is going to mark it, have a call to action for event A. If they do not click on the link for event A, click on the link for event B, it'll take them to series 2 to have a call to action for event B. Now from that, we also have these forms for event A and for event B. So when they are submitted, they'll be sent to their proper series. So just from that alone, we pretty much automatically started to break down people into their areas of interest on a contact-to-contact basis. Now from that, we can go into the series, maybe put a weight on there. So say minutes, hours, days, weeks, whatever it might be. Send them another email, and this will be our call to action. We know they're interested in event A, so we want to send them a call to action to register for event A, as well as we'll notify whoever owns the contact record and create a task maybe for a phone call. So if we leave it like this, they'll all happen at once, or we can connect them in the order we want them to happen. Now, if you don't see an action here that you want to utilize, this is a great way to use Chorus, who's very, obviously fluent in CRM, to help you create a workflow to trigger out a different action outside that campaign automation. So what's nice is because we're inside of CRM, you get that added layer of functionality, because if you can't do something just straight out of the box with ClickDimensions or just straight out of the box with CRM, the two together might be able to do it with a workflow triggering an action. So really quite nice there. Now from that, obviously we sent them another email call to action to register. If they click on the link to register, take them to Series 3, which will be a reminder a couple days before the event that the event's happening, as well as if they do not click on the link, we want to remarket to them. So really quite nice there. And so you can build this out as dynamic as you want. Again, run it on a marketing list on an individual person. What is nice is we've added this new participant piece here, so you can actually see the individuals and where they are in the campaign, as well as if you want to see the overall statistics, you can see the number of people and where they are in the campaign. So really quite a nice way to take a look at the analytics of this as well. So from that, obviously we want to capture the leads, and the best way to capture our leads is probably through forms, surveys, some sort of way to call to action on the website. So we're going to talk about forms, surveys, and landing pages here. And before we get into how to build them, I do want to show you how quickly all this information does come back into ClickDimensions. So the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to unsubscribe myself from newsletter and special events from my page. And the reason I'm doing that is on all of our forms on our website, which are ebooks, we have the option to opt into newsletter and special events. So I'm going to go in here, I'm going to go to resources, I'm going to go to ebooks. If you haven't downloaded any of our ebooks, I would highly recommend it. Even if you're just starting up with CRM and you want to get familiar with some digital marketing ideas, these are some great books that are written by our marketing director, and just they're a good read to take a look at. So anyways, we're going to download this ebook real quick. There we go. And we're going to opt in for newsletter and special events. And in real time, all this information is going to update for me. So I just download that ebook. What we'll do here is we're going to go back in here. And the first thing we're going to do is go to posted forms. And the reason we're going to go to posted forms, it's where all the forms are being submitted at any given point from the website. So we'll go to posted forms here. And you can see I just downloaded that ebook. So I just downloaded the ebook, and in real time it updated that information for me. So, it's download 831. It's now 832. So what it did is it recognized my IP address, recognized my email address, said, okay, Dan's already inside of CRM. Let's just update his contact record. Whereas Robert here, Robert is new to CRM. It's going to create a lead, which will then qualify into a contact record. Once Robert's a contact, it'll just update his record every single time he comes back in. So if we click through to my contact record, what we can do is see that it updated newsletter and special events. So everything in real time is updating and syncing for you into CRM. So it's going to give you a chance to communicate and work together with that sales team, get them those new leads, and allow them to see exactly what the marketing efforts are and how they're interacting with them. Now, from that, what we can do is go into the builders. So within web content, you'll be able to build out your forms, your surveys, and your landing pages. Now, all of these are separate builders. They'll just happen to be under web content. The form and the survey are both drag and drop editors. The landing page is a block editor or a freestyle editor. So when you go to create new web content, you choose your type. So I chose form here. Save it. It'll lock it in. You can associate it to a domain, and you can create a lead or a contact record. You can also associate it to a CRM campaign. Now, if we open this up, we'll have a look at it. And because we sync with the metadata of your CRM, we can update any custom fields. You can create your own custom form fields. So you can label it, field ID, whatever it might be. What's key is the mapping. So you can actually choose where it's going to map to. And again, these are all our custom fields. So you can choose what custom field you want to map it to on the contact and lead record. And then from that, it's just a matter of drag and drop. So it's very simple to do. From that, we can make certain fields required. You also have different form components you can add. So a CAPTCHA, page break, file upload, whatever it might be. You also have a variety of actions you can add. So say we want to put an autoresponder email on there, we could do that. Actually, on the back of all of our ebooks, we have an autoresponder email. And just to give you an idea, here's the email I received once I download that ebook. So it's an automated email that comes out from our CEO. Now, obviously, he didn't send this to me personally as much as I hope he would. It's just an automated email that triggers from his email send, so it looks like it's personalized. So you can do that with an autoresponder email here. You could add them to a particular marketing list. You can do a team notification. There's a variety of different actions you can do here without having to use a CRM workflow. So really quite nice there. So if we save that, what we can do is we can preview it. So that preview is going to be on a white background. It's not embedded anywhere at the moment, so it's going to give you a shell, but it'll show you what it looks like in a mobile device as well as on a white landing page. And then from that, it's just a matter of embedding. So if we embed it, you have the options of a URL, a link, an iframe, or a widget. Copy and paste where you want to, or what I'll show you here in just a few minutes is you can put it onto a landing page. So a lot of flexibility, very easy to do for any marketer who has no HTML experience all the way to somebody who has fluent in HTML coding. So really quite nice. So from that, we'll take a look at surveys. And so in surveys, it's going to be very similar to drag and drop. What is different is you can create any question that you'd like. So I'll open up this designer here. What's key here is you hit this new question button down at the bottom. You can name it, write what the question is, and then how people can answer it. So very simple to do. You have a variety of answering options. Then from that, it's just a matter of drag and drop, similar to that form, right? So we'll drag that in there. Couple differences is you can add skip logic. So depending on the answer question 1, it could jump into any question that you want. So you can have some dynamic questioning in there, as well as you have different survey components you can add and different actions. So a variety of actions you can add there. So again, similar to forms, you have those components and the actions. Then we can preview it. So we can see what it looks like here. White background again until it's embedded somewhere. So a star rating, open response, very simple to do. You also have the embed button. And then lastly, we can take a look at landing pages. So with the landing pages, it is not a drag and drop. You either have a block editor or a freestyle editor. If you're comfortable with HTML coding, that freestyle editor does provide a little more flexibility. However, you can build out a very nice landing page with either builder. So we'll open this up, and I have the block editor open, and you can see we've started to build out this landing page here. But we want to add some more content. So I can right-click, add background colors, border styles, or more content. So you can add a form or a survey, HTML, text and image only. I'm going to add a form. So I'll open up all my form and survey templates. And then from that, what we can do is just select one. And next, it'll preview it for us. And then from that, we can hit finish, and it'll add it right in there for us. So you can start building out a little further. Very easy to do, very extensive. And then from that, it's just a matter of embedding. So you have the option of a URL, link, or iframe. When you publish it, it'll have app. It'll be your domain. It will not be ClickDimensions here. So we will not be branding on anything for you. And then lastly, we have a couple plugin features. So we have bulk text messaging. If this is of interest, we have subscription plugins with GoToMeeting. With Twilio, bulk SMS, and MessageNet. Any one of those plugs in directly to ClickDimensions. So if you open this up, have a look at it. And it's just like creating an email. So you create your message content here. You can add dynamic content. And then from that, you can add a marketing list. So that marketing list will pull a mobile number off of it. And then it'll record the opens when you do send out that SMS message. So it's very simple to use. Great way to send out a text message, especially because everybody's on their phones right now. So lastly, we have plugins for event integration. So we have event integration with GoToWebinar, where we're on now, WebEx, Eventbrite, and Cvent. So 2 online, 2 in person. Just take a look at one of them. We can open this up. And all the UI of ClickDimensions is going to be exactly the same no matter what event tool you're using. So when you go to create the event inside the event management tool, it'll update the event description for you, as well as put the proper sourcing, the date and time and whatnot. So if we're running a GoToWebinar, the source will say GoToWebinar with a GoToWebinar registration URL. If it's an Eventbrite or a Cvent, it'll say their source there, so Eventbrite or Cvent with an Eventbrite or Cvent registration URL. So all the UI is going to be the same. What's going to be different is that source and the registration URL. So if we go in here, we'll go to event participation. It'll show us everybody who's registered for the event. And it'll show it up here. So it'll say registered here. After the event happens, it'll update to missed or attended. Now, once it's updated, missed or attended, you could export out that data, create marketing lists, and remarket those people who might have missed, as well as the ones who attended. So it's really quite nice. Really makes a way for you to see this information, an extra layer of it for those events you are running. So, and then lastly, if you're running an event that's not using those tools, and say you have an Excel spreadsheet, we do have an import tool that you can utilize. So if we go in here and go to marketing lists, we can open up this ClickDimensions import tool. And what this will allow you to do, if you have your contacts outside of CRM, you can download our Excel template, open it up, and what you can do is format those Excel contacts into our Excel spreadsheet. You can assign who the owner is going to be, as well as if they missed or attended your event. And then from that, you can upload it. And in about 4 clicks, you can create new leads, update current contacts, assign them to the proper marketing list, or I should say assign them to the proper owners, and create a marketing list which you can market to. So really quite nice there. A lot easier way to expedite a import into CRM, as well as utilize ClickDimensions functionality. So, but beyond that, that's really all the features of ClickDimensions. I thank you for hopping on this demo with me. If you do have any questions, I will hang around for a few minutes here to answer them. Otherwise, what I would encourage you to do is reach out to your representative at Chorus, talk to them about CRM if you haven't already. If you have CRM, talk to them about possibly taking a closer look at ClickDimensions and whatnot. I'm happy to provide any of that information to answer any questions that might be. Again, my name is Dan Gadd. I'm the Partner Account Manager for ClickDimensions, and this was a joint webinar between ClickDimensions and Chorus. So again, I'll be around for about 15 minutes here or so if there are questions for 15 minutes. If not, have a great rest of your day, and I look forward to working with you. So one of the questions I got here was talking about online versus on-premise CRM. And to basically answer that question, we are compatible with both online and on-premise. If you are on-premise, one thing that we do recommend is talking to Chorus about how you want to connect. So if on-premise, you would need an internet-facing deployer or opening up certain firewall ports. So that'd be something to prep if you were going to work with ClickDimensions. If you're online, it's as simple as point and click. So very easy to use. So I appreciate the question there. So any other question, I'd be happy to answer. Another question we had was on dynamic content. So the question was, if we were going to use dynamic content, do you have something where you can do rule-based based upon certain criteria of the contact? The answer to that is yes. We do have something called a nested if statement. And so you can create different rules. So say you had a different language spoken and gender, so you can do it based upon language, gender, age, job title, whatever it might be. Create those nested if statements, and based upon the rule and what they fill in, it'll put the certain content in the email for them. So you can add dynamic content in that sense. So really quite nice there. And the last question we had was on licensing. So our licensing is all based upon email sends per year. It's unlimited users. It's unlimited contacts inside of CRM. Support is live 24/7 support, and it's included with your subscription, as well as our trainings included with the subscription. So we'll have live webinars twice a day, Monday through Friday, and go point by point through each feature. It is included with all of our subscriptions, and it's unlimited for anybody in the company. So if you do want more information on pricing and licensing, please reach out to me directly or your representative, of course. They'll be happy to help you with it. So. Any other questions? All right, great. Well, I appreciate y'all hopping on the demo with me. Again, my name is Dan Gadd. I'm the Partner Account Manager at ClickDimensions. This was a joint webinar with myself and in Chorus. If you do have any questions that come about, again, please reach out to your representative at Chorus or reach out to me directly. This demo was recorded. I'll be handing it over to Chorus so that they can publish it onto their YouTube page, onto their website, whatever it might be. So you can always have another look at it at a later date. But again, I appreciate your time. Thank you so much for hopping on the demo. I hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to working with you in the future.